Okay, so probably gonna be a quick review of this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden. Honestly, it was an okay episode, but it definitely didn't feel as though it was as good as the past couple episodes. I mean, don't get me wrong, the art and animation was still fine. It was pretty damn good or whatever, especially when Sasuke was charging in against the fake Fuushin or whatever. Like, that was okay, but honestly, the episode, I think the main thing that it lacked was what the past couple weeks of episodes had, was the interactions between what I was stressing in my last review, our favorite characters or the characters that we know. This week was more so diving into the plot at hand that we have going on with the whole Fuushin and all this zombie shinobi shit that's going on or whatever. It was diving into that, and from the jump, to be honest with you, from the beginning of the episode, for the most part, I already was kind of figuring things out, and midway through I was like, oh, okay, so I know what's going on now. It seems as though, yeah, the little girl and her bodyguard Noaki, Chino and Noaki or whatever, they're the ones that are behind some of this shit, and it kind of makes sense. And I'm imagining what happened, because if you think about it, the person from Legend or whatever was some woman, and that she had this problem or whatever, and then she got the Uchiha to help her out. Ultimately, this woman, I'm assuming, was Chino, and whatever happened to her, she's in the body of a kid now. Either they used some jutsu to turn her that way, or she's just been reincarnated, some crazy shit there, but that's definitely the case. She's the person from Legend. I don't know how, I don't know, well, I kind of know why for the most part. Vengeance, she's on some vengeance, wants revenge or whatever, so that was the case. But yeah, they were playing up the mystery, and you could totally tell, like, when certain characters went into the scene, or they were going to see characters that would kind of recognize or be able to say, hey, what's going on there, the Oya Shiro or Oya Yashiro, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but when they went to that point, I was like, okay, they're leaving, there's something up. And then it started to reveal towards the end of the episode, when Noaki revealed himself to be Fuushin. I was like, yeah, the whole mystery was kind of getting obvious towards the middle of this episode anyway, so it wasn't that big of a reveal. So the mystery behind what the hell is going on, I was like, it's pretty obvious, so it wasn't a big deal in this episode for me anyways. Maybe some people didn't catch it, but I thought it was pretty easy to notice. And yeah, I mean, that was the entirety of the episode for the most part, trying to figure out what's going on. And maybe I'm just completely misremembering, and forgive me, and I'm not holding it against this particular episode or the previous episode, but I don't really remember when the fuck Sasuke would be able to read minds. I don't know if that's a part of his Sharingan in particular, but that's just something that I don't really remember. Again, I might just be rusty as shit with my Naruto knowledge, but when I see Sasuke just reading minds and shit like that, it just kind of makes me think, like, has that happened before? Maybe it did with Itachi. I don't know. Maybe, again, I'm just completely forgetting everything I know about Naruto, but that was something that kind of threw me off. And I also like the fact that it kind of jumped back. I think this was some of the good bits of what kind of connected this arc to previous stuff in Naruto, when Sasuke was asking, was Itachi aware of these things? Because, again, you got to remember, Itachi was, this noble guy or whatever, and he took the L for the entire Uchiha clan. But it's like, okay, if he knew about this, why wouldn't he have done anything, or why didn't he say anything? So that was kind of interesting to connect things to our actual story that we give a shit about, not, this new story, which, again, it's okay, it's fine, it's just not anything special in particular. Like, the guy has the Kekkei Genkai, his character design looks like typical Naruto filler characters, to be honest with you. It doesn't look like anything that you would say, oh yeah, that's a new character from the manga. Like, he looks like a filler character design as well. But the episode as a whole, it was still okay. It wasn't bad or anything like that. It just didn't hold up to how I felt about the first 2 episodes of this arc, where it was kind of like, seeing everybody for the first time in their new designs, getting to understand what's going on in the situation, also the connections between Sasuke and Orochimaru. Like, those episodes did a lot of that. This one focused strictly on the threat at hand, and it was like, it's okay. I'm looking forward to seeing the fight between Sasuke and Fuushin in the next episode. I mean, again, when he was charging at that wall with the lightning rod and shit like that, I was like, yo, Sasuke looking beast. I ain't gonna lie, that shit looked fucking dope. So yeah, I'd say it was like a fine to a good. It was alright, nothing special. I'm kind of curious what you guys think. Do you feel as though this episode didn't live up to the hype that we had with the previous 2 episodes, mainly because of the fact that it was focusing more on this, story arc and not the actual characters, and that's what was driving the past 2 episodes? Again, I need to stress before people say, it wasn't a bad, I'm not saying it's a bad episode, it just didn't live up to what I was enjoying and what I felt the first 2 episodes of the arc was providing, with kind of, again, interactions between the characters we know and love. So yeah, 6.5 to a 7, probably it gets a 7, because it has really awesome art, really awesome animation. I mean, when Sasuke was charging and shit like that looked dope, and it's kind of weird that they're actually putting a lot of effort into these novel adaptations, when a lot of the episodes, aside from, of course, Naruto vs. Sasuke, they were kind of half-assing, but hey, I give him props. It looks dope. And also, what do you think is going on with Orochimaru? Do you think that he has any plans? I mean, Yamato is tailing him again. That was one thing, I guess, about the episode that I want to real quickly note as well, is the fact that Yamato was like, I gotta go, I can't have any interactions with him. Is it because the Leaf gave him orders, don't talk to him at all? Or is it something more deeper? The fact that, again, you gotta remember, Orochimaru was behind fucking up Yamato's life, putting him in that little fucking tank and all the other shit that he did to him, so it could also be a personal thing as well. And your overall thoughts, did you enjoy this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden? Did you feel it was good, it was bad? Do you feel as though it was better or worse compared to the other two episodes? And yeah, how you feeling about Sasuke right now? Seems as though we only have a couple more episodes of this, but yeah, it's still pretty good. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.